For the discussion today, the topic will be on strategies for promoting literacy and numeracy. Before we begin, take note of the following reminders. Make sure you are registered to the webinar to have your e-certificate of participation. Visit certificate.vibalgroup.com to generate your proof of attendance. Place your questions on the comment box allotted during the session and they will be addressed by our speaker later on. Share the video using hashtag LearnAs1PH as our official hashtag to our Vibal webinars. Experience learning, Kabibal? And now, to proceed with our webinar this afternoon, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our distinguished speaker today. Carlos A. Buraga graduated cum laude from Isabela State University, Cabagan, with a degree of Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. He finished his master's degree in education at University of Makati. In 2018, he pursued his PhD in English language teaching at Metropolitan College. Currently, he is working on his dissertation for his educational doctoral in management at University of Makati. He has been teaching for 9 years in Makati High School as an English teacher. He believes that our dreams do come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Mr. Carlos Buraga.
Thank you so much for the very generous introduction, ma'am. And good afternoon, Kavibal. Good afternoon, teachers. And good afternoon, viewers. It's the third day of our webinar series in PPST, and we have learned a lot, and we are still learning a lot. Okay, and today I am very thankful to Vibal again for inviting me to talk about the strategies for promoting literacy and numeracy. Okay. Before I start, I just want to greet quickly my division superintendent in Makati, Ma'am Carlene Sadilia, my school principal in Makati High School, Sir Felix Bunagan, and Ma'am Giselle Laud, my assistant principal in the senior high school. All right. As I was saying, I will be talking about the strategies for promoting literacy and numeracy. And my presentation will be based on the PPST, or the Philippine Professional Standard for Teacher. And as a teacher, understanding the PPST is crucial in order for us to grow in our profession. Okay, so the PPST identifies what we are expected to know, okay, be able to do, and of course value our profession. So this is a flow of our discussion today. I will begin with my introduction about the importance of literacy and numeracy. And to be able to understand the topic better, let us review some of the key concepts. Okay, I'll also give everyone the opportunity to reflect on our practices regarding the range of teaching strategies that enhance learner achievement in literacy and numeracy skills, and to deepen our understanding of our roles as literacy and numeracy teachers, regardless of our grade level and learning area. I will be providing illustrations of practices, okay, anchored on the PPST. Then after our discussion, I will accommodate questions and clarifications regarding our topic, okay, if there are any. Then I will give my conclusion. All right. So,
Excuse me po, sir.
ma'am.
We can see po your notes in the presentation. Thank you
Sorry,
po.
sorry. All right. Okay. Okay. So today I will be talking about the importance, okay, of the different, okay, strategies in promoting the in promoting the, how do you call this, the different skills, okay, particularly in terms of numeracy um, um, and literacy skill, okay. Ms. Jillian, nakikita pa po?
Yes po, sir.
All right. Okay. Uh-huh. I made. Okay. All right. Okay. What about this one, Miss Jillian?
Hindi na po. Ay, pag ginaganyan niyo po, sir, nakikita po.
Nakikita po. Sorry. Okay. I made notes kanina. Miss Jillian, what should I do? Kasi parang I made some notes here. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Miss Jillian, okay na po?
Yung browser po yung nakashare po.
Nakashare yung browser. Oh my gosh. Oh my. What should I do? Okay. Miss Jillian, what about this one? Nakikita po din po yung presenter?
No na po. Ay, pag ginaganan niyo po yung pag-show presenter po, nakikita
Oh my God.
po.
I made some notes kasi Miss Jillian. What should I do, Miss Jillian?
Hold on po. Kindly check po may message po sa Zoom, sir.
Okay po. Thank you. Okay. Oh my gosh. Ms. Jillian, what about this one? Nakikita pa po?
Hindi na po.
Alright, sorry. Sorry for the inconvenience. Sorry po, Ms. Jillian. Alright, itutuloy ko na po.
Yes po, sir. You may proceed po.
Okay, so as I was saying, this is the flow of our discussion today. Okay, so we're going to start with the introduction of the importance of the literacy and numeracy, and I will be also introducing some key concepts. Okay, to fully understand what literacy and numeracy is all about, and we're going to end. I will be presenting some strategies, okay, or some illustrations of practice. And then after that, if you have questions later on, you may want to put that in the comment box below, and we will accommodate after the discussion. And I will end my discussion with my conclusion. All right. So before we proceed to the strategies, okay, let us take a look at this picture. Okay. Alam po natin na bilang isang guro, okay, tama po na malaki po ang papel na ginagampanan natin in building a strong foundation in literacy and numeracy among our learners, okay, and to be able to strengthen their ability to engage patterns, sequences, and to be able to recognize situations where mathematical reasoning can be applied to solve problems. Nagagamit natin to, okay, sa pang-araw-araw na pamumuhay. Teaching strategies, these refer to techniques. Teaching strategies or instructional strategies are methods, okay, that we teachers use para ma-deliver natin yung mga lessons in ways that keep our students engaged and practicing different skill set. Okay, the classroom is a dynamic environment. Okay, sa classroom natin makikita natin yung mga yung mga different students coming from various backgrounds, diba? Various um, learning styles, okay? At ang pagiging isang effective na teacher, therefore, requires the implementation of creative and innovative teaching strategies in order to meet the students' individual needs, especially that our present educational situation is very challenging. Okay, we are in an online we are teaching online, okay, modular instruction, and this actually makes teaching learning even more challenging. It's even more difficult. Okay, so the more that sa present situation natin ngayon, it's our role teachers the more that we should think ways, effective strategies to address and enhance the needs of our learners in terms of literacy and numeracy skills. Okay, kahit pa sabihin natin na, for example, 2 months or 20 years na tayo nagtuturo, okay, it can be difficult to know and tayo bilang isang guro, kailangan nating mag-isip kung ano ba yung best strategy, best way para ma-address natin yung mga pangangailangan ng ating mga mag-aaral. And as a teacher, tama yung sinasabi nila na there is no one size fits all solution. Okay? So there is really a need for us teachers to think of effective teaching strategies we can use to inspire our classroom practice. And dami. We actually have a lot of strategies that we can utilize in our classroom. And it is up to us teachers, okay, educators to utilize those in our classroom, okay, or in our virtual classroom. Learner achievement. There are many factors, okay, that can impact successful learner achievement, but the most critical are classroom instruction and learning disabilities. Kaya naman as teacher, it is important to remember that all students do not learn the same way or at the same rate. Okay? Iba-iba ang level ng mga students. Iba-ibang level ng mga students. Kailangan nating i-address yung mga pangangailangan nila, okay, by looking at the best strategy that we can utilize in our classroom. Okay, this time, let us reflect on our current practice. What are our practices regarding the use of range of teaching strategies that enhance learner achievement in literacy and numeracy skills? Okay, I have provided you the important concepts. Okay, we have literacy, numeracy, teaching strategies, and learner achievement. Okay, considering these key concepts that were presented, let us reflect on our knowledge, okay, skills, and attitudes in relation to how we are able to enhance the learner achievement in literacy and numeracy. For example, as a proficient teacher, I know a range of teaching strategies, okay, to enhance the learner achievement in literacy and numeracy skills. Okay, as a proficient teacher, okay, what do you know, what do you do, and what do you feel? Okay, so let us reflect on those practices that we are currently doing. Okay, as a proficient teacher, I do use a range of teaching strategies to enhance the learner achievement in literacy and numeracy skills. Okay? And as a proficient teacher, what do you feel? I feel that learners learn best and achieve more when their literacy and numeracy basics are well established. Napakahalaga po na ma-examine natin yung knowledge and skills that all teachers, okay, kahit anong learning area, kahit anong grade level, we really need to understand, okay, these things para matulungan po natin yung mga learners na makuha ang mga fundamental skills na kinakailangan para maging successful yung ating mga learners, hindi lamang sa sa school kundi sa kanilang pamumuhay. Okay? All right. Gaano ba ka ka-critical? How critical is our role as teachers to help our learners gain literacy and numeracy skills? Okay. But before we proceed to the different strategies, let us reflect on this excerpt for us to be reminded kung ano ba yung mga roles natin as teachers. Okay? So I have highlighted here, okay, on the second paragraph, okay, the role of elementary school teacher is crucial in making sure possible gaps in the development of literacy and compensated for during the first years of schooling. Okay, so this one is an excerpt from the United Nations Relief and Works Agency. Okay, then it says here that yung ultimate goal natin, the ultimate goal for any teacher is to improve, okay, yung kakayahan, yung level ng ating mga students, and to be able for them to no we help them prepare sa mas complex pa na dapat nilang matutunan. Okay, and defining student achievement and factors that impact progress is very critical to becoming a successful teacher. Okay, again, it says here that yung role ng elementary teacher napaka-crucial because it is in these years, in this stage that that these students learn yung mga basic skills. All right, and as they go through the next levels, okay, kasi mas nagiging complex yung mga skills na dapat matutunan ng mga bata, okay, as they get promoted to the next level. Okay, that's why yung mga teachers in the primary grade, yung role na very very crucial. Okay, then the responsibility for literacy must not just lie with the language teachers who admittedly are at the center the test, but with teachers of all subjects who have the responsibility of supporting children in developing their literacy skills. Again, this one is an excerpt from United Nations Relief and Works Agency. Okay, the idea that I want to emphasize here is that, fellow teachers, literacy is not just about learning to read and write. Okay, it is necessary to learn any subject at school. Okay? Ganun din po sa numeracy. It is more than just counting numbers. Okay? Hindi lang yung mga hindi lang sapat na alam natin yung mga basic mathematical operations. Okay? It is more than counting numbers. Okay? Pareho po ay mahalaga pagdating sa holistic. We're talking about the holistic performance ng ating mga learners. That is why, okay, there is really a need to provide our learners a range of different contexts, okay, in which they can be able to apply these skills. Okay? Lahat po tayo bilang mga guro ay may responsibilidad na i-promote, okay, ang mga skills na to sa ating classroom. Gaya yung sabi ko, it actually becomes more challenging sa ating present educational setting, okay, online and modular instruction. Kaya dapat, fellow teachers, dapat pa nating pagtibayin, pagtuunan ng pansin, okay, because these are actually very important. These are essential skills that our students need to acquire. Okay, we should give our learners quality instruction so that they can have the best chances to succeed in life. Okay, we're going to have, I'll be presenting a illustration of practices. Okay, I'll be presenting three. And sa bawat practice, about illustration of practice, meron siyang nakalakip na strategies, okay, that we can actually utilize in our classroom. Okay, so the first one is illustration of practice number one, which focuses on literacy across curriculum areas. The first principle is that literacy instructions, literacy instruction is embedded in all learning areas. Okay, kung tayo po ay math, okay, science, history, arts teacher, where does literacy fit in our classroom instruction? Okay, because with the content standard looming, it's easy to focus only on the content we teach. Okay, um, we teachers normally just focus on, or usually just focus on just the content we teach. Okay, we have so much to tell students and share with them. However, the question is, are we affording students enough time daily to practice crucial communication skills? Nabibigyan ba natin ng opportunities, ng pagkakataon na ang ating mga learners na ma-practice yung mga and be able to apply these skills? Okay, so here's one way to look at it. Content is what we teach, yes, okay, but there is also the how. And this is where literacy instruction comes in. Okay? Diyan napapasok yung mga different practices, yung mga different strategies that we can utilize in our classroom. Okay? There are ang daming mga strategies. Okay? There are an endless number of engaging, effective strategies to get students to think about, write about, read about, and talk about the content we teach. Okay? Ang challenge lang sa ating teacher, again, we really need to explore, okay, we really need to explore these various strategies that we can give to our students. Okay, let us ask ourselves, fellow teachers, how do I mostly convey the information and knowledge to my students, to our students? Okay, do I turn primarily to straight lecture or teacher talk, or do I allow multiple opportunities for students to discover information on their own? Okay, let us ask ourselves. Let's reflect on the practices that we are currently doing in our classroom. Okay, so let us take a look at the following strategies in integrating literacy in the lessons. Okay, so we have here situation. Nina teaches grade 6 learners, knowing the importance of developing literacy skills among her learners. So what does she do? She integrates literacy skills in her TLE class. So how do we do this? How does teacher Nina do this? Okay, she asked the students to collect. Since this one is a TLE subject, okay, the subject here is again TLE. Okay, teacher Nina wants to teach literacy in her TLE class. So paano gagawin ni teacher Nina? Okay, ang gagawin niya, she asks the students to collect empty food packets. For example, yung mga chips, biscuits, juice, milk. Okay, ask them to wash these food packets and bring them to school. And since we are in an online class, you just have to ask your students to show these empty food packets during online interaction. Okay, And the next one is that the teacher will instruct the learners to look at the different packets and what is written on them. Kung ano yung mga nakasulat doon sa mga nakuha nilang food packets. And through this, the learners may learn new words. Okay, so this one is a actually good strategy in teaching vocabulary. Okay, napansin natin, yung activity na to, this actually does not require many resources. Okay, gagamit lang tayo ng empty food packets. Okay, and this doesn't require extra time, but definitely can make the learning of new terms and vocabulary more interesting. Okay, and actually this one is more relevant to the learners. Okay, this would undoubtedly enhance their learning. So see, fellow teachers, again, literacy and numeracy can actually be taught, okay, in all learning areas. That is why it is up to us teachers, okay, guidance sabi ko kanina, it is up to us teachers on how to make to explore various strategies and how to be able to utilize these strategies to not only help the students learn, but to be able to enhance, to develop their skills. Okay, and we can actually do this even if we are in an online class. Okay, napakagandang strategy in teaching new terms and vocabulary. As teachers, again, um, I always stress this. Okay, we can explore different ways on how to develop our learners' literacy and life skills, and in developing our lessons, we just have to consider yung level ng mga estudyante, okay? Kung ano yung mga learning goals and kung ano yung mga appropriate teaching resources, okay? And through these, we can come up with a very effective, very good teaching strategy that would definitely benefit our learners. For example, aside from this, actually, we can utilize or we can integrate ICT, such as computers, mobile phones, and other ways of utilizing them for information sharing. Okay, like what we are doing now in our classes. Okay, the next one is that let's see what teacher Noemi does in her MAPE subject in grade 7. Okay, teacher Noemi teaches MAPE to grade 7 learners. Many of her learners have difficulty in reading music module or reading music textbook. So Noemi plans a way of teaching music that makes it easier for them to access the information in the module or in the textbook. Okay? Ang topic ni Teacher Noemi ay tungkol sa different types of instruments. So paano natin i-integrate, okay, ang literacy. Okay? This one is actually in a physical classroom setting, but we can make modifications and base it in our present classroom setting. Okay, ano yung mga dapat steps na gagawin? Okay, the first one is that the teacher shows the learners names of the different instruments. Okay, what are these? Wind, percussion, and string. Okay, again, yung topic natin dito, teacher Nomi teaches about the different types of instruments. Okay, you show the students, the learners, yung mga different instruments. Okay, write these on flashcards. Okay, these flashcards are displayed on the board, or you just have to present those in PowerPoint presentation since we are teaching online. Okay, next, give each learner a picture of an instrument, or again, we can make modification since we are in an online class. You just have to assign, okay, a picture to your learners. Okay, and after that, we can ask each learner to come up in front, or again, this one is in classroom setting. We can make modification, okay, and put the picture next to the flashcard with the name of the instruments to which they think it belongs. Actually, may mga different applications that we can use. Parang ganitong setup, okay, na it's more interactive. Yung parang pupunta yung mga estudyante din sa harap, okay, by just clicking sa screen ng mga phones nila yung mga types of instruments, okay? And again, sabi ko kanina, may mga features na may mga special features sa different applications na pwedeng magamit ng mga estudyante na pwede na lang i-label ang feature sa name ng instrument, okay? Then what's next? Ask these questions about what they know about the different types of instruments, yung characteristics and the difference between and among them. Then after that, we can divide the class into 3 groups, okay? And give each group one of the type of instruments. We can also do groupings online, okay? And after which we can ask them questions, or we can ask them to create something. For example, make up a song or design a poster to show what they know about the instrument, or they can actually draw different instruments under the type of instrument. For example, yung naka-assign sa kanila wind, yung naka-assign sa kanila percussion and string. Okay, so you ask each group to draw different instruments na nabibilang yung type of instrument na nasa kanila. Okay, and sa next lesson, in the next lesson, you may ask each group to present their work. All right. This activity, it can be observed that yung observation natin, the teacher normally use flashcards. Okay, that is one strategy. Okay, we can actually use flashcards and group activity. Working together to develop learners' literacy skills as well as to extend their ways of learning by yung mga different activities na ginawa natin: singing, drawing, writing, right, singing, and not only that, na-develop din yung collaboration or working together among our learners. Okay. Other than this, we can also encourage them to use storytelling, ano pa ba, brainstorming, all of which involve literacy skills. And daming strategies again. Okay. Nasa atin lang teachers kung paano tayo mag-explore and how to be able to utilize those in our classroom. Okay. The second principle is that literacy instruction considers the learner's key stage. Okay. As teachers, okay, bilang mga guro, kailangan nating magplano, okay, at mag-adapt ng mga activities na dapat ay match sa level, okay, and skills ng ating mga estudyante. Okay, so it's very important to consider yung levels, skills, okay, because through that we depend our we base our the strategies that will be used in our classroom. So tignan natin tong dalawang situations. Okay, Teacher Roslyn is a grade 2 teacher. Okay, so ito ay for elementary students. Teacher Roslyn is a grade 2 teacher who uses explicit teaching to develop vocabulary knowledge among her learners. Prior to the reading of the story, she first chose key unfamiliar words and introduced these through various modes. Okay, for example, it can be through pictures, context clues. Then after which she modeled and used each words. She allowed her pupils to use the words through guided and independent practice exercises. Learners were encouraged to use them in meaningful structures. Okay, we're going to compare later on kung anong strategy ang ginamit ni Teacher 1 and Teacher 2. Again, this one is um, Teacher Roslyn is a grade 2 teacher, elementary teacher. Okay, what about this one? Teacher Lovely is a junior high school teacher. So this one is in high school naman tayo, who engages her class to write an argumentative text. She presents a newspaper editorial about bullying. Okay, she facilitates a discussion about its text structure and development. Later, she poses another realistic learner issue, which is, should learners be required to wear a specific haircut? So ang gagamitin naman ni Teacher Lovely na strategy dito ay brainstorming. Okay? Brainstorming was used to draw their claims. She then guided the learners to organize these claims according to degree of importance. After, she allows them to write independently their editorials. Learners were then encouraged to read their compositions. Again, the first situation is suited for an elementary student. Okay, while the situation that we just have read is suited for high school students. Okay, so ano yung observations natin? Okay, have you seen the distinct difference between the instruction in these two key stages? Okay, for elementary and high school. Okay, literacy, yung observation na literacy instruction for young learners focus on vocabulary building, okay, and making meaning of what they read. Okay, so again, Teacher Roslyn makes use of what explicit teaching to develop vocabulary knowledge. So dito, napakahalaga po na sa young learners, we have to focus on vocabulary building and making meaning. Bakit po? Dahil para matulungan po yung ating mga learners na ma-develop ang kanilang skills, ang kanilang strategies, to access the content of the simple text they are reading. In other words, kung yung iprepresent lang natin sa mga bata, okay? It should just depend. It should depend on their stages. Again, what about Teacher Roslyn? Oh, Teacher Lovely, yung sa high school. Okay, she made use of what? A brainstorming. Okay, and she gave more complex activities. Okay, meanwhile, as they become more proficient readers, okay, habang nagiging proficient readers sila, okay, the skills of what? Skimming, well, questioning, and reviewing text become much more important. Okay, in other words, yung implication lang nito is that while students get promoted or move into the next level or higher levels, yung strategies na ginagamit natin ay nagbabago. Okay, like what I've said earlier, as teachers, we need to plan and adapt activities to match their levels and skills depending on our learners' age and needs. Kung ano yung pangangailangan ng mga learners natin. Okay, the next principle is teaching literacy is strengthened by building links to the real world. Okay, this time let's see how teaching literacy is strengthened by building links to the real world. Okay, Teacher Anna made use of this noticing assignment. Okay, Teacher Anna is a grade 3 teacher who wanted her pupils to understand how important literacy is to all aspects of life. So, anong gagawin ni Teacher Anna? Okay, we teachers, we are all teachers of literacy, and we should adapt a variety of strategies. Okay, many other activities can be planned, okay, and created based on authentic and real life situations from the learners on text. Okay, for example, this one, ang ginawa ni Teacher Anna is that she encourages her learners to hone their observation skills by asking them to take note of and write down names of streets, stores, outdoor advertisements, and other street signs. Again, teacher Anna made use of this observation technique, right? Or noticing assignment. Okay? Gaya ng sabi ko, it's more of what nagiging more authentic ang experiences ng mga bata if we if we give them these kinds of strategies, right? Okay, kasi mas makaka-relate sila dito. Okay? Pag yung binibigay nating activity sa kanila ay authentic. All right. Illustration practice number 1. Okay, let's move now to numeracy. So we have just done discussing the different principles under literacy. Now let's move to numeracy. Numeracy should be developed consistently across different areas of learning. Okay, lahat ng subject teachers ay may responsibilidad. Okay, para i-promote ang numeracy subjects. Okay? Hindi lamang math teacher actually. Okay, lahat ng subject teachers. Okay? So let's take a look at some of the strategies that show how numeracy concepts and skills can be applied in other subjects. Okay. Paano ba ituturo ang numeracy sa history? Okay, we may include concept of time, concept of number and dates, sequencing events and dates, understanding and comparing large numbers, using a timeline, logical reasoning. Okay, so isang activity na pwede nating ipagawa sa mga bata ay, for example, this one, ask the students to give activity, include activities such as sequencing numbers and dates to help learners see why some events such as the start of the war happened. Okay, kung paano nagsimula, kung paano naganap ang war. Okay, by doing this, we help students develop numeracy capability as they learn to organize and interpret historical events and developments. Yung students natin, students learn to analyze numerical data to make meaning of the past. So see, kahit sa history subject, we can actually teach numeracy, and we can help our learners develop numeracy in other subjects. What about in science? Okay, include making measurements, collecting data, comparing, interpreting data, graphs, diagrams, estimation, logical reasoning. Okay, so dito we can ask learners to measure, okay, the extension of a spring with different weights that will involve them in various measuring tests and devising ways of recording their results. Okay, what about in English? Okay. This one is actually hindi lamang math teacher ang pwede magturo ng numbers sa mga learners natin. Okay, lahat ng mga subject teachers. Okay, paano naman sa English? Include reading and writing numbers. Okay, time, measuring concepts. Okay, later on meron akong ibibigay na more specific activities. What about in physical education? Include number concept, measurements, practical activities of measuring distance. Okay, paano gagawin activity? We may ask our learners to measure heartbeat, pulse rates, and recovery rates to judge their fitness. Okay, what about in arts? Okay, we may include geometry or particularly in shapes, perspective. This will help learners design their own patterns in traditional styles. And lastly, what about in vocational education and training? We may include making measurements, okay, geometry, estimation in, for example, our activity that we gave our students is to make an estimation in senior high school tile setting class. So paano ang gagawin natin? We may ask our learners to estimate how much of each material they will need to tile a floor and work out the actual cost to help them see how to judge the possibility of being able to afford to do the job. Okay, these are some of the strategies that we can utilize in teaching numeracy across different areas of learning. Okay? Again, hindi lamang math teacher, all subject teachers actually. Okay, have the capability or have the ability to teach numbers or to help our learners enhance their numeracy skill. Okay, mga kapwa ko, guro, ang numeracy ay pwedeng ituro across curriculum. Okay, ibig sabihin, hindi lamang math teachers ang dapat magturo nito. Okay, we teachers demonstrate knowledge of the key areas of numeracy that makes us explore within the subject the opportunities for extending and learning, okay, mathematics lessons. Okay, we can actually use meaningful and fun-filled activities to teach numeracy skills. Okay, it says here that according to study, children can acquire skills without the pressure and fear of failure in quite the same way as they might feel in more structured learning environment. Okay, it's actually when we integrate activities that's more meaningful and fun filled in terms of its context, mas nagiging we help our students more engaged in our lessons. Okay, let's have the second principle. Okay, the first one was numeracy can be taught across curriculum areas. Okay, second one is that numeracy skills are built through meaningful and fun-filled activities. Okay, we teachers find planning and teaching numeracy a little stressful. Siyempre, it involves math. Okay, we often feel more confident and more comfortable with just teaching and preparing literacy lessons. Okay, again, yes, it is true. No, if we integrate yung numbers, okay, in our lessons, that actually makes it even more challenging. Okay, but there are actually a number of resources for teachers to make planning, assessing, and teaching numeracy more enjoyable. Okay, guidance sabi ko, let's make use of meaningful and fun-filled activities. Okay, these would help our students be motivated, be more engaged in our topics or in our lessons. Okay? Let's take a look at some of these teacher practices that make use of activities to help learners deepen their understanding of mathematics. And let us try to employ these strategies in our classroom teaching. Okay, for example, teacher Cyril, a grade 6 TLE teacher, asked her learners to record daily in a table they're spending for their allowance. So, napakatapos ma-record ng mga bata, let us engage the learners to compare, okay, their allowances and their spending. Okay, so after that, we can ask them to present. Okay, by utilizing this table, okay, or yeah, the table, we can ask them to present their answers or their data in a bar graph, for example, and you ask them to interpret their findings. Okay, see, ang dami mga activities na pwede nating magamit. So we are able to help them make individual financial plan. So the teacher involved the students to devise an individual financial plan. Okay. Aside from this, we teachers can also utilize games. Ang dami. Okay. Especially kapag nakabalik na tayo sa physical classroom setting, the learners will definitely enjoy if we make use of games, if we employ games in our lessons, in our topics. Okay, we can make use of fun, movement based activity that gets learners using and listening to mathematics terminology. Okay, ang dami mga activities na pwede nating gamitin. Okay, Activity-based learning is a learning that is based on doing some hands-on experiments and activities. Okay. We teachers might want to consider in our lessons, okay, the use of activity-based learning or ABL. Okay, this is opposed to kabaliktaran naman to ng traditional way of asking learners. Okay, kasi pag traditional, we just ask them to simply to listen and take notes, right? In other words, sa ABL or activity-based learning, we encourage our learners to actively participate. Okay, and andun yung active participation. Kaya nga, it becomes more engaging. It becomes more motivating on the part of the learners because we are able to provide them, practical activities. Ang dami, okay? Sa online learning naman, marami tayong pwedeng ma-download na applications, okay, that we can use in our lessons. Okay. Again, if a child is provided with the opportunity to explore and an optimum learning environment, learning becomes joyful and long-lasting. Okay. Additionally, the self-confidence of learners is boosted. Kasi hindi sila, if we make use of activity-based learning, they will not feel pressured. Okay, as they explore both, yung familiar and unfamiliar concepts, nagiging mas creative, motivating, engaging. Okay. Illustration, this one is the last one. Illustration of practice number 3, numeracy and literacy in classroom instruction. Okay. Mga kapwa guro, let us consider literacy and numeracy skills as interconnected skills and equally important in every instruction. Okay. Mahalaga na dapat ma-develop ng ating mga estudyante, ng ating mga learners, ang numeracy and literacy skills because gaya ng sabi ko, as they move into higher levels, mas nagiging complex ang dapat skills na ma-develop sa kanila. Okay, for example, our literacy goal is that, okay, as teacher, I should enable my learners to note details in a story. What are these characters, setting, events? What's your numeracy goal? I should enable my learners to read and write number up to 1,000 in symbols and in words. Okay, so whenever we make lessons, we should always integrate both literacy and numeracy. Okay, these are equally important. Okay, paano dapat gawin? A teacher utilizes a story, okay, about a family. Using this as a springboard, the teacher engages the class to discuss the story details, okay, the characters. The students will be asked to look into the characters, the setting, and events, okay. In math session, that's for literacy, okay. Sa math session naman, a teacher utilizes the same story, but instead of story elements as a focus, kasi yun yung focus natin sa literacy, okay, the teacher directs the learner's attention on number sense by asking her learners to read and write the number that represents the members of the family. And as an extended activity, the teacher tells the learners to report about their families, including the number and names of the members. Again, with this activity, the teacher demonstrates understanding of literacy and numeracy skills. Okay, this is reflected in the instructional activities for the day. Ang objective niya, again, literacy goal should be able to note details in the story. Numeracy goal should be able to should enable the learners to read and write numbers. Okay. All right. Again, these are fundamental skills. Okay, literacy and numeracy are fundamental skills that must be developed among our learners. napaka-challenging ng role natin as teachers. We really need to, there is really need, and it is imperative for us teachers, to look for different strategies, diba? To explore, okay? Hindi lang sapat na matutunan ng mga bata yung basic mathematical operations, yung paano magbasa, paano magsulat, okay? We, again, sabi ko kanina, as they get promoted into higher levels, nagiging mas complex din ang mga skills na dapat nilang matutunan. All right, and that's the end of my discussion. If there are any questions, I am ready to accommodate Miss Jillian.
Thank you very much, sir. And now we will proceed to our question and answer portion. Our first question is from Julie Ann Pagtama. A grade 2 learner is observed to have difficulty in recognizing alphabet and numbers. Different strategies are already used, but there is no development. What is the best strategy you can advise po?
All right. Yes, very good question. Modeling is very important. Okay, again, kasi whatever we model, it's what children will learn. Okay, children would not know if it's right or wrong. Okay, lalo na ngayon sa ating modular instruction or online class. Okay, so as teacher, kailangan the best strategy is to model to our teachers kung paano ba how do you call this, on how words are correctly pronounced, okay, on how, for example, how to count numbers and so forth and so on. Kasi may mga bata kasi na there are certain words or sounds that they cannot pronounce, diba? At a certain lot of a grade 2, okay? And may mga words or sounds na they really find difficult to pronounce in using English or both English and Filipino. Okay, so the best thing to do or the best strategy is that we have to model to the child what he or she is supposed to say para magaya yun ng tama. Okay? And eventually the child will get it. Okay, so we have modeling, restating. Okay, let's restate what the child has said, okay, sa pamamagitan ng pagmamodel. Ms. Jillian?
Thank you very much, sir. Our next question is from John Gilbert Garcia. Hello, sir. I am a student po from Cagayan State University, currently undertaking BE Ed course po. I just want to ask why math is said to be a scarecrow. Can you give us advice to renew this conception?
Okay, kasi when we're talking about math, we talk about numbers, diba? And it even makes it more complex kasi it involves numbers. Dami. Hindi lang basic mathematical operations, ang daming involved pagdating sa math. It's actually more complex. Okay? The best, you should always orient our students, okay, syempre dapat mag-start sa atin as teachers or future educators na ang math ay ang numeracy skill is a very important skill, okay, na dapat matutunan ng mga bata, na dapat hindi katakutan ng mga bata kasi we're going to apply whatever we learn in school will be actually applied in day-to-day life, right? We're going to apply, for example, yung sabi ko kanina, kung how do you call this? Yung paano magbasa ng electric bill, okay, and so forth and so on. So we just have to encourage, okay, encouragement, orientation, okay. Let's orient ourselves. Let's orient our learners that math is actually a very essential subject at hindi dapat siya katakutan. Miss Jillian?
Thank you very much, sir. Our next question is from Anthony Dean. How do we determine size up learners' literacy and numeracy skills in today's set online class aside from giving them written and performance tasks?
Yeah. All right. Again, like what I've said a while ago, it's actually our setting is actually more challenging. No, especially that we are in an online or modular instruction. Okay. Now, kasi despite a lot of strategies that we use, kasi pwede mo sabihin na bakit hindi nag-work yung mga strategies na ginagamit ko in teaching literacy and numeracy. Okay, we just have to consider one. The first thing that we have to do is that we have to consider our learners' learning style. And syempre kasama dun yung multiple intelligences. Okay, and that's the first thing that we have to do as teachers, as educators. Okay, and sa pamamagit, and through that we need to we will tailor our teaching strategies to what the current needs of our learners. Okay, it's actually not about anyway, hindi lang siya how do you call this? It's not just about teachers alone, okay? But also we can have, we can collaborate with the parents, okay? Ang daming ways on how to to maximize these resources. Okay, the first thing that we need to do is to identify the level of the students, because through that we are able to base whatever strategies that we'll be utilizing in our classroom. Miss Jillian.
Thank you very much, sir. That's all the questions we have for now. Any last reminders for our viewers for today po?
All right. I want to end with this. Okay, as teachers of literacy and numeracy, we should provide our learners a range of different contexts in which they can use these skills. Now, we all have the responsibility. We teachers all have the responsibility to promote these skills. These are actually fundamental skills, okay? Very essential skills, okay, in our classroom. In all levels and curriculum areas, we should explore the possibilities of extending and complementing numeracy and literacy. In other words, let us give our learners quality instruction so that they can have the best chances to succeed in life. All right, and with that, I would like to thank everyone who stayed for the whole hour. Maraming salamat po ulit, Vibal, for the opportunity. And bago po tapusin yung aking talk, I just want to make a shout out to Miss Lovely Rose, a guidance advocate of Makati High School. It is her birthday today. And to my inaanak, Rain Lozano, happy birthday. My parents are also watching all the way from Cabacan, Isabela. Maraming salamat po sa opportunity, Vibal. And maraming salamat po again for staying for 1 hour.
There we have it. In behalf of Vibal Group Incorporated, I would like to thank our speaker for today for this very eye-opening and insightful learning session. It is an honor to have you with us today, sir. And to all our Vibal viewers, all thanks to you for your continuous patronage to our daily learning session. Don't forget to register to get your e-certificate of participation. We also encourage you to subscribe and watch on our official Vival Facebook and YouTube channel. Muli, maraming salamat at magandang